Hello, my name is Keith Anthony Blanchard, and welcome to another installment of Burst of Light. Today I want to talk to you about spare the rod, save the child. First thing I would like to offer is, if this video upsets you, then maybe you need to take a good look within yourself to see how this may apply to you and why it might upset you. When I was growing up, I was raised in a family that believed you discipline a child by spanking. Most people, from where I'm from, the time period that I grew up, that was the way. And I am here to tell you that is not the way. You will never achieve your goal by hitting your beautiful child. Look at that. You will never achieve your goal by spanking your children. If you spank your child once in a while, they will begin to not like you. If you spank your child often, they will begin to resent you. And if you spank your child all the time for every little thing, they will begin to hate you. What you may not realize that you are doing by doing such a thing, spanking your child, is as they grow up, when someone does something they do not like, you have given them permission to hit. Hitting is never okay. You will never achieve your objective by spanking your child. You can water the weed or you can water the plant. Whatever one you give your attention to will grow. Careful about which one you water. I have an almost 11-year-old boy. I spanked this child 3 times in my life. Third time I realized what was happening. But also, this is not a cover-up, but it is a fact. The times I did discipline my child, it was more or less to get his attention versus inflicting some sort of pain. And then I realized that was not okay either. Again, you will never achieve your goal disciplining your child through spanking. Instead, what I do now is I get down on my knees. I get down to my son's height, get down to his level, and have my conversation with him. I discipline him through education and watering the plant, supporting him, encouraging him, and those things that I want to see the result as phenomenal behavior. And I tell you, my son is a phenomenal child. This is not a bragging point, it's a fact of the matter that I don't hit my child. I tell him at least 25, 30 times a day for no reason whatsoever, son, I love you. There's nothing you can ever do to make your father not love you, but also to ever upset me. Spare the rod, save your child. Perfect example, many years ago, I was playing music in a bar, and some lady found out that I do spiritual readings and also counseling, and she asked me, Keith, now that I'm divorced, my son comes home and gives me reports about his father and his father's new girlfriend. And when they come back to me after the week visit, when I get my child again or my children again, they proceed to tell me about how dad and my dad's new girlfriend is saying all these things about me. And of course, when my children tell me that, I don't like that, and I fire back and I say, you don't need to listen to your dad, blah, 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 so forth and so on. And I said, Sherry, listen to what I'm offering to you. Don't respond. Just change the subject, or say, well, that's wonderful, that's okay, that's just your father, but here in our house we don't do things like that. Just don't fight back. I haven't seen this person for 3 weeks. Went back to my gig, which was an ongoing gig. We played there every Sunday. She returned to tell me that night, oh my God, Keith, an amazing thing has happened. I said, what's that? She says, it doesn't exist anymore. And I said, because you've been watering the plant. She said, yes. Hear me when I tell you, my beloved brother or sister, I understand the frustration that can happen in raising a child. But think about what I just said. You want to raise your child, raise them up, not put them down or beat them down. It will never work. They may stop what they're doing in the moment because they're afraid. It's not what you want. You don't want to stifle their growth. You do not want to stifle their expression. You do not want to stifle their voice. Again, this would be giving them permission to hit others who go against the grain of your child's life. That only causes more trouble. It's abuse. It's hitting. And that's never okay. Support your child in the awesome behavior they have. Tell them that you love them all the time. Hug them. Be in their life. Take on the exercise of looking in their eyes. Have them sit with you and talk openly. Tell them that they can tell you anything they want to tell you. Create that time. Maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes a day. Say, okay, we're going to have open communication time. You can tell me anything you want. You can use any words you want. You can say anything you want to me and not be in trouble in this moment. You can say it. It's okay. And when they're done, love, support, and appreciate your child. Never hit your child if you want your goal to truly be the goal you are aspiring for through your hitting. Hitting begets hitting. Support creates confidence. Empower your child. Do not disempower them. Again, I ask, how can you ever hit something as beautiful as that? I had someone tell me, well, Keith, my father disciplined me in that way. He used to spank me. And look at me, I turned out okay. And I said, really? Is that your statement to me about hitting to justify it? I said, have you ever thought about how much more okay you might have turned out if you were encouraged instead of spanked? For you, for the unity of your family, for the rest of your child's life, and everyone else who comes into their experience. Spare the rod, save the child. My name is Keith Anthony Blanchard, spiritual teacher, best-selling author, and host of Center of Light Radio, which airs every Monday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can find that broadcast at centeroflightradio.com. As always, ease into bliss. Peace, love.